I'm Joe Bonomo of JMB Guitars over here at 12 Main Street in Kings Park doing my thing as a luthier. Luthier is a repairer, restorator, and maker of stringed instruments. In this case, guitars and basses. I grew up in Kings Park most of my life. I'm still here. I'm a Smithtown boy. I've been a guitar fanatic ever since I picked up a guitar at age 13. The difference between me and a guitar player is I like holding my guitars in pieces. I was more fascinated with holding a raw piece of wood in the form of a guitar neck or a guitar blank. That's what drew me in. I fell in love and saw my direction at 15 years old. In the last 10 years, I've been making that dream happen, capturing it and bringing it to life with what I do here.
Joe Bonomo is branching out from the tree of master luthiers. In 1932, a world-famous luthier, John D'Angelico, started his guitar shop in New York City. James D'Acquisto was an apprentice of John D'Angelico. When Mr. D'Angelico passed away in 1964, Jimmy D'Acquisto finished up the last of the D'Angelico guitars and started building his own custom handmade archtop guitars. D'Acquisto is considered one of the world's best custom guitar makers of the 20th century. Joseph Giselli, a custom guitar builder currently located in East Northport, Long Island, was an apprentice to Jimmy D'Acquisto and now makes guitars that are sold as works of art. Joe Bonomo was mentored by Joe Giselli, spending countless hours learning from the master craftsman. Mr. Bonomo, a Kings Park native, decided to take his craft and open up a store at 12 Main Street in Kings Park, New York.
The COVID pandemic shook us all in 2020. It took the entire world by surprise, rendering a lot of people unemployed, including myself. But then a resurgence happened in 2021 and the music community was shaken up like never before. Guitar players are coming out of the woodwork like never before. You had people who never played guitar all of a sudden playing guitar, and that's where I realized I had to step it up and take my business here at JMB to the next level. I've been working at home for the last several years, about 5 years, give or take. It got so busy, and then the pandemic hit. But then once the market opened up again slowly in 2021, I was seeing a surge of business like never before. This is what I do. I am here for my community, my people, my musicians, my guitar players, my bass players, and anybody in between that could utilize my services. Well, once we were allowed to work again, it was imperative that people's health and safety were priority and number one. I made sure that there was social distancing, 6 feet of distance in between people. You had to wear a mask. That was the most important element upon entering my shop. And if you didn't feel comfortable coming into the shop, I would gladly meet you outside and grab the guitar, bring it in and work on it, call you. When it's done, you come pick it up. You had the option of coming in and playing it if you were done, or taking it home, playing it. If you weren't happy for whatever reasons, you could bring it back and I'd tweak it, adjust it, etc., etc. And I made sure that everybody was happy and safe. My services include setups, repair, restoration, vintage restoration, custom shop modifications, and custom hand-built guitars. The most common request is a setup. When you bring me the guitar and I perform a setup, I not only change the strings, I adjust the truss rod, I get your action comfortable. I basically go by what the guitar wants. Every guitar is different. I polish the frets, I condition the fingerboards, especially if it's a porosity wood or an open grain wood like ebony or rosewood. Very important we do that so the guitar doesn't sustain any cracks or breaks. Adjust the pickup height, adjust the saddle. Basically whatever you want, but at the same time what the guitar wants to bring out the optimal performance of that instrument. When it comes to repairs, there's no challenge I don't love dearly. You can get a simple setup, which is basically a string change. You can have your nuts replaced, your saddles replaced, intonation, everything is inclusive. And then there's the more broader, more complex repairs, such as broken headstocks, refinishing, cracked spruce tops on acoustics, cracked necks, fine finishing type of details, and even customization. This is a custom build I'm doing called the Latona, or the Latona series. I have them in 2 forms, solid body and in semi-hollow body with the F-holes. These are going to be comprised of high quality materials. The build process the whole way through is made from raw lumber stock that I mill down, put together, saw, glue the tops on. This is a mahogany body with a spalted beechwood top, very pretty tone wood. Has binding right here, ABS binding. I make the wood a little thicker so that I can actually incorporate my binding with the wood to give it a double binding effect. Bottom piece right here that looks like binding is actually wood from the top, and then I have the black ABS going around it as such. Beautiful piece of wood. And then over here, I have an arch top that I'm carving, top plate. Right now I'm roughing out the back, getting that sound. It's coming along nicely. This is roughing, and then I'm gonna carve the top pretty soon and then go to the back. No detail is spared here at JMB Guitars. Same thing with the fingerboards. This is a custom laminate fingerboard. I incorporate laminates here as well. Bird's eye maple, ebony, although this is not something that you have to choose. This is an option. I can do any kind of tone wood. It's gonna have binding. This is also a compound radius fingerboard. Not many people offer compound radius fingerboards unless you go to the Fender Custom Shop or you go to a place like Warmouth that has a CNC to dial it in. I have a jig that actually cuts compound radiuses for 10, 14 inch. So you get the Fender style playing up here when it comes to your first and second positions, and as you graduate, the actual radius gets smoother, so you get smoother playing up here when you're doing your solos and whatever else. Basically, for the discerning musician, great custom shop feature to have otherwise. Here at JMB Guitars, we also take consignments on guitars and basses. We clean them up, they get a professional setup, and we display them in order to sell them for you. I absolutely do appraisals. We would look up what year your instrument is, what make, what model, the condition. We go into the big blue book of value and see where your instrument fits in terms of value and price range. My address is 12 Main Street in Kings Park, New York, 11754. My hours at the store are Monday through Friday, 11 to 7 o'clock, and on Saturdays, 12 to 4, closed on Sundays. My phone number is 631-598-9156. My website is www.jmbguitars.com. Look for us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. I love my customers, new customers, existing customers, future customers. You become like family when you walk into JMB. I'm Joe Bonomo. Thank you for watching.